that Howard Schultz wanted to build, and he wanted Starbucks to become anybody's third place. And the one way they do that is by not pressuring anybody to leave or to buy anything. They just opened the doors and said, come. And the byproduct of that is that people do want to have a cup of coffee, or they do want to grab a sandwich, or they do want to do something sweet while they sit and either read a book or listen to their music or host a small business meeting or just time. Starbucks actually defines third place as the anchor of community life. It facilitates and fosters broader, more creative interaction. They are both welcoming and comfortable to those who habitually congregate there, and both new and old friends can be found there. Now think about that statement that Starbucks uses to describe its locations as third place, and apply that same philosophy to how you want your members and guests to view your club. They naturally, when they gravitated towards becoming a member of a club or coming out to a golf club, they naturally thought of finding another place to go feel comfortable. They were searching, like Cliff is, they were searching for a third place. And so it's now our job to help create that third place. So take a few moments, hit pause on the video, and discuss with your trainer the different ways that your club is helping to create third place for your members and guests. And we'll be right back to talk about some of the philosophies behind how third place is actually established. Okay, so now hopefully you have a better idea of how your club is helping to create third place for your members and guests. But how does third place actually happen? Well, according to Howard Schultz, it starts with us. According to Howard, the employee experience matters at Starbucks because the company recognizes that competitors can replicate the products that Starbucks serves, but competitors can't replicate the Starbucks people serving their products to customers. Basically, what he's saying is that if you really, really enjoy what you're doing and you find your job rewarding and you get something out of it, then the smile that you give to your members and guests will be a genuine one. And he illustrates it with 5 basic philosophies. And we're not going to go through all of them. We'll just touch on a couple. You can see some of the highlights in blue. Again, he says the employee comes first. And it has to be that way. If you're not happy, your smile won't be genuine. Your member and guest experience will not be everything it could be. And he says that if you read the last line of number 1, it even says, you can always tell the difference between a real Starbucks person, ... and someone else. Just like at your club, if you are genuinely happy to be there, your members and guests will always be able to say that. I can tell the difference between the experience I receive at my club versus the experience I receive at a restaurant. And it's all really about that experience. You can see that in number 2. He even highlights the fact that you have to focus on the experience as much, if not more, than the product. Because the products are going to be the same both at your club and at a neighborhood restaurant. But it's the quality of the service and the genuineness of the smile that they receive during the service that makes all the difference in the world. And that takes us down to number 4. Don't jerk people around, not even a little bit. If they know you're not sincere, their experience goes downhill because they will naturally believe you don't want to take care of them. So you have to be genuine and sincere in your smile and your delivery, and they need to believe that you really do want to deliver them a first-class experience every single time, whether they're coming in for coffee or they're coming in for a 5-course meal. And the last one is employ guerrilla marketing tactics such as confrontational marketing. And I know that sounds complicated, but really what it means is invite them back in. Take advantage of your third step of Ego 1.0 as you're walking them and guiding them to their next destination. Use that as an opportunity to invite them back in, whether it's to an upcoming tournament that you're having, such as a member guest or just a sponsored tournament or an open tournament, or if you're having a special event like a Mother's Day brunch or a New Year's Eve party, or if you're having a wine dinner. Take that moment as you're walking them and having a genuine conversation to invite them back in, even try to secure a reservation. That way, before they leave, they know what's going on at the club. They don't have to wait for a newsletter to find out or an email. You've actually informed them, you've walked them out, and you've invited them back. That's the idea behind confrontational or guerrilla marketing. Now, the last thing we want to touch on today are our 3 P's to success. There's a simple question you want to ask yourself every single time you walk into a room. You want to ask yourself, how are my 3 P's? How are my people? How is my product? And how does my place feel? Now, the 3 P's to success actually have 2 different levels. They have a basic level, which is level 1, and they have a more advanced level, which is level 2. Now, at the basic level, level 1, when we're talking about people, when we walk in to assess our 3 P's, and that first P is people, we're talking about us. We look around and we ask ourselves, how are we doing? Are we meeting our member and guest expectations? If we are, then we know that we've got the basics down. And then we ask ourselves, are we meeting their desires? If we are, then all those minimum standards are being met. When we talk about product at the first level, we're actually talking about the food and the beverage. Is hot food coming out hot? Is cold food coming out cold? Does it look fresh? Does it look appealing? Would you want to eat it? How are the plate presentations? Did we wipe the rims before they came out? If the plate is supposed to be stacked high, is it stacked high? Again, how does the actual product look? Is it appealing to the eye? And then when we talk about place at level 1, we're talking about the atmosphere of the room. When you're looking up and your head's on a swivel and you're looking around, is the room straight? Is it clean? Can you tell where the aisles are between the chairs and the tables? When you look down at the floors, do you see crumbs? When you're looking at the tables, have they been bussed? Have they been pre-bussed? How are the window ledges? Are they clean? How are the windows? Are they clean? You're really just looking around just like you would do at your home and asking yourself, is everything in place in my place? And you're also assessing a few other things too, like the temperature in the room. Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Would somebody need a jacket to sit in here? If so, let's take the air down a bit. If you sit down and notice a few people are sweating, then it's probably too hot. Turn the air up just a bit. Is the music at the right level? Is it appropriate music for the room? Can you hear music coming from the kitchen? If so, you need to turn that music down or turn it off, because the music levels need to be appropriate for anybody to have a conversation without yelling. And one of the last parts is, what do you smell? Do you smell appropriate smells like potpourri, if that's appropriate for your dining room or your banquet hall? Or do you smell the food cooking in the kitchen? Or do you smell things like maybe a gas leak? Wouldn't smell very good. Maybe burnt food. That wouldn't smell very good either. So you assess everything that's going on around you. Just like with the basics and basic training, it's all about the 5 senses. What do your members and guests see? What do they hear? What do they smell? Even down to what do they touch? You know, are their tables sticky? Are their chairs sticky? When they go to the restroom, is there water all over the sink? So that is the first level of the 3 P's to success. So when you walk into a room and you assess your 3 P's at the first level, that's people, that's product, and that's place. And now when we talk about level 2 to the 3 P's to success, the names are the same, people, product, and place. But when we refer to people at level 2, it's not just about how are we doing service-wise. It's how are the members and guests taking the service. Are they smiling because they enjoy it? Or are they looking around because the service levels are low? You know, they need something and they can't find you. We ask ourselves, did they clean their plates? Are they enjoying their food? So that's the people portion at level 2. It's more about the interaction between the member and guest than just looking at the technical skills from the training standpoint. On the product side of level 2, it's not just about the food and beverage. It's about the experience that we're creating. So we ask ourselves when we assess product at level 2 is, are the members and guests enjoying themselves so much that they're oblivious to the operation going on around them? Their waters are staying full, their coffees are hot and full, the plates are removed when they're dirty. They are so involved in their conversations with each other, they just don't notice what we're doing. If we've achieved that, then the experience level will be high. Now for place, it's not just about the five senses and the atmosphere we're creating, it's about creating third place. It's creating a place that the members and guests want to be, whether they're there to dine or not. They may just want to come in, like the gentleman in the picture, and do a crossword puzzle and enjoy a cup of coffee. They may want to come in to read the newspaper or read a book or have a small business meeting. That's creating third place. And that's place at the second level. So to sum up level 1 and level 2, when you walk into a room, you want to assess your 3 Ps. You want to assess them at the first level first. How are my people, product, and place doing at level 1? And then instantly assess how are my people, product, and place doing at level 2. It'll quickly give you an idea of what needs to be worked on or what's going very well. So today we covered creating third place and the 3 Ps to success. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask your trainer. They'll be happy to help. And enjoy your day of training.